Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming my September anti-haul video. If you are new to my channel, just so you know, I film one of these videos every month, and it feels like it's getting harder and harder to find things to anti-haul because I can't stop buying makeup apparently, and so I'm gonna do my best. There's always stuff to roast, but yeah, I hope you guys like this video. If you do, definitely consider subscribing. I post an anti-haul every month, and I also post a lot of other tan girl friendly makeup videos, so if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, I do upload quite often, so I hope you will consider subscribing and join the Makeup Savage fam. I do have some limited edition Halloween merch that is still available for you guys to shop. I will go ahead and link it down in the description box. Me and my husband worked on the design, so just so you guys know, it just brings us so much joy to work on the project together, and I just wanted to do something fun, change it up a bit, so I hope you guys enjoy the merch, and thank you guys so much. You don't have to buy it, but I just want to let you know it is available for purchase on my Teespring store. So anyway, without further blabbering, let's anti-haul some makeup. Okay, so the first thing, oh, actually, let me just move. I think I'm gonna go this way so I can put pictures right here for you guys. So the first thing we're gonna anti-haul is the Marc Jacobs Very Merry Cherry Holiday Collection. Now, I have to say this particular launch has a very high cuteness rating, and at first when it launched, things always seemed so shiny and like such a good idea when you first see them, and you're like, oh my gosh, that looks so fun. Like, I've never wanted a Marc Jacobs product more than I wanted this little cherry palette, and I was like, Karen, no, because I bought a Marc Jacobs palette back in the day when it was so hyped. I think I remember Jaclyn Hill was like raving about Marc Jacobs, and I think I bought Scandalust. It was like the purpley orange toned Marc Jacobs little skinny black packaging, and it was probably one of the more expensive things that was in my makeup collection, and I used it maybe once and then I sold it on my Poshmark for way less money than I paid for it because I wasn't using it and I felt really silly holding on to it. So even though this packaging was so cute and so fun, I was like, Karen, remember what happened to the last Marc Jacobs palette you bought? And this one is even worse because you just want to buy it for the packaging. Those colors do not appeal to you in the slightest, so why are you trying to buy it? So I talked myself out of it. I didn't buy it. I'm so glad I didn't buy it because I've seen tons of people review it already on YouTube, and it seems like people really like it, but I just know I probably wouldn't have even made a video with it, and then it would have just sat there in my makeup collection and met the very same fate of its predecessor, so I'm very glad I skipped out on it. They also had a bunch of stuff just launched with that collection, so they had like a highlighter, they're doing mascara, lipsticks, like lip oils, like the whole thing. There's like a whole thing, and they're all quite pricey. Not that we're surprised because it is Marc Jacobs. It is like a designer house with a makeup brand, so I wasn't expecting any of this to be like super like Colourpop prices, but easy pass for me. Let me know if you guys picked up anything from the Marc Jacobs collection because I'm just nosy. Do you still love it as much as you thought you would? Or are you kind of regretting it? I would love to know. Share that down in the comments. Also, disclaimer, I feel like I don't have to make this disclaimer because if you're watching an anti-haul, you know what an anti-haul is. So just so you guys know, if you bought any of these products that I'm anti-hauling, don't be offended. I'm just anti-hauling it because it was just not meant to be in my makeup collection. Doesn't mean that you can't own it and have tons of fun with it. That is not the point of this video at all. It is for me to talk about the makeup I didn't buy and why I didn't want to buy it. So hopefully we're all on the same page. Okay, the next thing I'm anti-hauling is the Colourpop Hocus Pocus collection. So they had a palette, they had some lip duos, some lashes, and some glitter, and it all looks so beautiful. I want to say that the Hocus Pocus eyeshadow palette was one of the first palettes that caught my eye in a sea of very boring Colourpop launches, and I hadn't seen the Hocus Pocus movie, I don't think, up until this past weekend. Me and my husband finally watched it on Disney Plus because we were so curious. In case you guys didn't know, if you guys hear that, my dad's taking a shower. He like lives to sabotage me. I swear to God. I really hope you guys can't hear that because that would be soups annoying, but there's a bathroom right next to my filming room because I'm in my guest bedroom. My dad has our other guest bedroom and he's taking a shower. If you guys don't know, he was here visiting me in February and has not been able to go home since coronavirus happened. So, anyway. Okay, so back to the Colourpop palette. So, it was so beautiful. I totally wanted it. Me and my husband watched Hocus Pocus. Neither of us grew up in the United States, so it wasn't really something we grew up with. He didn't love it, but he did like Binks, so that was a saving grace. I thought it was okay. I think it would be so fun if they redid it because just imagine with like modern technology, and I would love to see those witches costumes get an upgrade, but I'm probably gonna get a hate comment because I'm sure you guys are very attached to Hocus Pocus. I know it's like a cult classic and all that stuff, but from an objective person's view, I think it would be so fun to see that thing remade because I think it would look way more realistic if it was redone. Anyway, the eyeshadow palette, it was a shit show of a launch. I haven't seen Colourpop's website go down in a while, so I can't imagine the amount of traffic that was on there. It was so bad that they basically had to delay the launch by a whole day, which I think is a smart move. Like, if you know your website's not gonna work, just postpone it, unlike Pure X Raw Beauty Christie. Like, that was insane. How they couldn't really, like, give people a definite, so they just kept saying, just wait in line, and like people waited for hours to get that palette. That was nutty. So anyway, back to Colourpop. So they broke the internet, rah, and then they launched it, and I think it was craziness. Like, nobody was able to get it, and like everyone was scrambling, and I don't know. I think I managed to put it in my cart, but then or was I able to put it in my cart? I don't even remember. Either way, I talked myself out of it. I wasn't gonna get it. I was like, you know what? Let people that really love Hocus Pocus get their hands on it. Let them get the excitement. I'm not even sure I love Colourpop's eyeshadow formula anymore, so I walked away. Then I think that weekend it came to Ulta. Again, I had it in my bag, and I was gonna get it, but listen, I hate paying for shipping, especially with Ulta. Like, it's different with an indie brand, but with Ulta, I'm like, dude, I'm a freaking platinum member. Like, can we get some perks up in this? So I did, and then I didn't want to buy like a bunch of other stuff to get free shipping, which I have done in the past plenty of times. I'm very guilty of doing that, but I'm trying to be a better human, okay? I'm trying not to spend my money all the time. So because of that, I passed on it, and yeah, I didn't get it, but that's okay. Honestly, I'm totally fine. It's fine. It's good for me to skip a makeup launch every once in a while, just so I don't have a bajillion packages showing up at my doorstep every day. So I'm totally fine, but I did think it was a beautiful collection, and I think it was definitely one of the best launches I saw Colourpop do in 2020. So the next thing I'm anti-hauling is the 5 new Sugarpill Shadows. I've talked, I feel like, to death about Sugarpill. I just don't get the hype with them. I get why they used to be hyped because they were one of the few indie brands that did really good colorful mattes for that time, I think. But I feel like eyeshadow formulas have come so far, and I spent crazy money on a 12-pan Sugarpill. Was it a 12-pan? I think it was a 12-pan Pro Sugarpill eyeshadow palette, and I deeply regretted doing that. It was another thing I sold for way too cheap on Poshmark, but it's like, what are you gonna do? Nobody wants to buy makeup that you swatch, so I had to let it go because it was just sitting there, and I didn't want to just give it away because I did spend a lot of money on it. So I did sell it, which was great, and you know, whatever, but I just can't. I think they went in the right direction trying to do a few palettes because they did those like pill packaging palettes, and then they did the fun size palette, that little guy. So I think it will be nice to see Sugarpill kind of try to take some steps towards going into the palette market, and also maybe doing smaller eyeshadow pans. I think they need to get more people into trying the brand. I don't think enough people want to try the brand because there's a huge barrier to entry, which is the price of their products. Their single shadows are almost 20 bucks, and honestly, they're not really doing anything new at this point. Colorful mattes are not as unique as they used to be. So you can get beautiful, colorful mattes at the drugstore at this point. You don't need to shop at Sugarpill. So I think they really need to step their game up, and easy pass on their single shadows for me. So the next thing I'm anti-hauling is the Makeup Revolution Nightmare Before Christmas collection. Now, The Nightmare Before Christmas is like my husband's favorite Halloween movie, and he loves Tim Burton, so I should have shown him this collection actually. That there was a Nightmare Before Christmas eyeshadow palette and like this whole collection that Revolution had done. But I don't really love Revolution's like formula, and I'm not gonna dish out any cash unless I'm sure it's gonna be good. So it was honestly an easy pass for me. I used to buy way more from them when I was in college and stuff because their stuff was always on sale at Ulta. And they do make some good products, but yeah, like I said, I am trying to be more thoughtful about what I buy, so it was an easy pass on that for me. Next thing I'm anti-hauling is the Melt, the Sculpt stack. There was a powder stack and a cream stack. So I thought this was really cool. Honestly, for me, I didn't want to pick it up because I don't think it's something I would use. I have all the cream bronzer, all the cream blush, cream highlighter I could ever need. So I decided to pass on it, but I thought it was so cool that Melt decided to do deeper tones with the contours and the bronzers and things like that. I hope this means that they're gonna do something for like medium skin tones as well as lighter skin tones, because I mean, we all want to be part of the party, so I think that would be fun to see them expand their stack complexion products into other types and color ranges as well. I hope that they are not just gonna end it on just doing the deep shades, but we'll see. I know it wasn't for me. It was a little too dark, so that's totally fine, though I'm not complaining. I'm very happy that a brand put a different side of the market first instead of always putting one skin tone or like one batch of complexions before others. It's nice to see it being flipped around. You guys know I love Melt, so I'll always have my eyes out to see what they come out with, but anti-hauling the Sculpt stacks. So the Suva Beauty Hydra FX UV palettes, they did 2 different collections, and honestly this collection, this launch made me a little sad for Suva because I feel like Suva was the brand that did the cake liners for so long, and now it's like cake liner explosion everywhere. And I know other brands did like cake liner palettes before Suva did, and I feel like, man oh man, did they miss the boat on the cake liner palettes, because I feel like for the longest time having them in little pots made them so much less accessible to the masses, and now you can just buy a palette. It's easy to store, you get more than one color, the price point is generally more affordable, and so I feel like Suva really got the short end of that stick, unfortunately, but at least they finally did launch some cake liner palettes, so I hope the collection does well. But I do have mine from Midas Cosmetics, and I really enjoy using those when I feel brave enough to do some kind of graphic liner work. But I have seen some cool Halloween looks with the cake liner stuff, so I might whip those out for Halloween and see what I can do. I don't think we're planning on leaving the house, but you know, who says you can't celebrate Halloween from the comfort of your own home? Anyway, so yeah, anti-hauling that. The next thing is the Love is the Foundation It brush for $30. So I've heard various big YouTubers rave about this brush every time they launch it. I felt so bad. I swear I saw somebody on Instagram or like Facebook or something, and they had like bought the brush and it like broke in half, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But I don't know, I just don't love It Cosmetics as a brand, and I know the owner was in like trouble a while ago. She had said some like controversial things, and that's always kind of been in the back of my mind when it comes to It Cosmetics. Plus I tried like their CC cream and stuff, and I feel like there's so much SPF, it kind of looks ashy on my skin tone. So there's nothing really about It Cosmetics that appeals to me as a human being, which is fine. Like, not every makeup item needs to appeal to me, but I've always kind of just been like, about them. And so, yeah, when I saw that picture of that brush, I was like, oh my god, that sucks. And so it's an easy pass for me. I think there's a charitable aspect though to the brush, so I'm not like trying to bash the charity or anything like that. I just thought the brush was kind of like, it seems very hyped. And so to the poor person that bought that brush and had it like basically snap in half after taking it out of the packaging. I feel sorry for that person. I hope they got their brush replaced, and I hope that doesn't happen as much to other people. I hope that was like a one-off thing, because that would make me so sad to spend $30 on a foundation brush and have it break like that. So Givenchy Beauty launched their Back to Light palette and a bunch of new stuff. It looked like holiday stuff. I don't really think I'm the target audience for this collection. It's really not my vibe. I could never use an eyeshadow palette that looks like this. They also had like lipsticks and all kinds of stuff that I've really never been interested with Givenchy, so I just wanted to anti-haul it. That's about all I had to say about that. Oh well. Okay, the next thing I'm anti-hauling is the Morphe 18 pan palettes. They did 3 of them. I saw these pop up on Ulta's website. So they have a Blew You Away, Talking Flirty, and Truth or Bear. And it's a neutral, a purple, and a blue. I think these look really nice. I haven't purchased a Morphe item in a while, I think. They did some 9 pan palettes and those caught my attention, but I'm glad I didn't buy them because my friend Angie and Kara both said they were awful, so feel like I dodged a bullet there, but yeah, I think these are fun. I'm sure there's a market for it, just not coming home to me. Next thing I'm anti-hauling is Baby Fat Beauty. They did 3 sets with a body spray, a body lotion, and a plumping gloss. And these were $45, and it was so funny just to hear people anti-haul these products because I was just like nodding in agreement. This is like quintessential Burlington Coat Factory, and I just like died laughing because that is literally the only place I've ever seen Baby Fat, and I feel like Baby Fat was such an iconic like 90s moment. I really wish that they had just left that in the 90s, and I feel like if Kimora and her kids wanted to start a brand, they should have just like really revamped Baby Fat and like come up with a very cool way to present it. But I feel like they just went in the archives and they're like, what products have we not released yet that are sitting away in a container? Can we just like quickly launch those so that the girls can pay for college or something? Like, I don't know. It was just kind of like a very meh collection, so easy pass for me. Okay, the next thing I'm anti-hauling is the LA Girl Keep It Playful palettes. Honestly, I've heard really good things about the LA Girl eyeshadows recently, so I would be very curious to try them. They are $9.99, but it's all like neutral color stories, so easy pass for me. Next is the Milani Fairy Tale eyeshadow palette for $13.99. This was the pastel shimmer palette from their Halloween collection. I did get the other one, the one with like the greens and the blues, and I did film an eyeshadow look with it. I really enjoyed it, but the Fairy Tale palette for some reason just did not catch my attention at all. I was just not like drawn to it, so I thought I would anti-haul it. The next thing is the BH Halloween Drop Dead Gorgeous collection. I must say I love the catchy names of the palettes. So they have a Full On Crazy, Little Bit Psycho, Glitter Blood, and then they also have the Killer Queen brush set. I love the names of the palettes, but I saw the palettes were available at my Ulta store. I just don't love the color stories. They seem kind of disjointed in my opinion. I don't love when brands just randomly throw color stories together. I feel like if somebody gave me these palettes and said, Karen, you must make an eyeshadow look out of it, of course I could do that, but that doesn't mean I want to. So for those reasons, I'm anti-hauling that collection. Okay, so the next thing I'm anti-hauling is this Cash Beauty Secret Treasures collection. There was a palette, lashes, and lipsticks. I love a neutral eyeshadow palette just as much as the next person. I would even consider buying this eyeshadow palette, not gonna lie, but your girl's on a budget and she can't buy every palette. So if you guys bought this palette, let me know how it is because it looks beautiful. I think it would be absolutely flattering on my skin tone, and I'm very curious. I think I heard that this is the same person that did a collaboration palette with a UK-based brand called Sosu. Am I mixing all of this up? And everybody like loved that palette, so I'd be curious to keep an eye on this brand and see if she does something colorful, because you guys know I love a good colorful palette, so I'm gonna keep my eye on Cash Beauty. The next thing I'm anti-hauling is the Jouer Blush and Bloom Cheek Duos. They came out with 3 duos for $32. Now, I haven't seen any of my friends pick up any of this, and I haven't really seen anyone get this in PR, but I also don't really watch a lot of big YouTubers, so I haven't heard much about it. I wasn't really that drawn to these products because I have all the cream, I have all the powder, blushes I need for my entire existence, so passing on them. But if you guys have seen any good reviews, let me know your thoughts. Did you guys pick these up? Because you guys know how much I love a good cream blush. The next thing I passed on is the Makeup Revolution X Friends collab. This was fun. I thought this was going to break the internet for sure. I'm not a huge Friends fan. I think I even mentioned that in my Will I Bite video where I talked about this collection. So it was an easy pass for me, but they had 3 eyeshadow palettes. They also did one big Friends eyeshadow palette, and then they had glosses, a mirror, bags, and scrunchies, and honestly, it was so easy for me to say no to all of this stuff, which does not happen very often, let me tell you. The next thing I passed on is the Too Faced Cinnamon Bear makeup set. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of still want this because my husband loves bears. He likes bears though, like real bears. So Cinnamon Bear I don't think counts. I still want to get the Arthurine palette from Menagerie. Oh my gosh, the bear on that packaging is so cute, and I saw that it's in stock. So maybe I'll get that instead because that bear is adorable. Too Faced, I've been buying way too much of their stuff. I bought their pumpkin spice palette, I bought their Marielle palette, and then I bought the tiny like spiced gingerbread palette or something like that. So I need to like cool it on Too Faced before I end up with all of their holiday collections in my house. That might be embarrassing. So pass on that. The next thing I'm passing on is the Morphe Madison Beer collection. I'm not gonna lie, that eyeshadow palette reminded me a little bit of the Artist Couture Supreme Nudes palette, just like the layout and the sizes of the pans and stuff. So I was very curious about it. I did actually see it in store, and as soon as I saw the palette in store, I was snapped out of the trance it had placed on me. Sometimes a good photo can really catfish you, and so that's what I felt. I felt like, oh my gosh, this was gonna be buttery and beautiful, and even though I couldn't swatch the palette, just when I saw the color story in person, I was like, I felt like I was a deflated balloon. I was so excited, and then I was like, oh. And so I'm so glad I didn't want it. I'm so glad I didn't order it online. I'm so glad I went into my Ulta store and actually looked at it in person. So easy pass on that for me. Next is the Pat McGrath, the Crystal Lip Kit for $75. Oh my gosh, Pat McGrath has done some weird kits and just weird stuff in her day, but this was probably the weirdest thing of all. For $75, you got a bunch of red Swarovski crystals, a red lipstick you probably already own, way cheaper from the drugstore, and some lash glue so you could glue crystals on your lips. But like, where is the average person going to need that kind of look that you can't get at like a Michael's craft store? Like, I don't understand. So easy pass for me. Next is the Tarte Holiday Collection. So they have a bunch of stuff, and trust me, I used to be one of those people that when Tarte Holiday came out, I was like, gimme, 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 gimme all the Tarte Holiday. I was obsessed with their blush launch every holiday, and I finally stopped buying them, I think a few years ago, because I was like, Karen, you don't even wear these. They just sit in your little blush drawer and do nothing. So I finally stopped buying them. This year they have like these Tartelette minis. So there's the give, the gift, and the get for $49. I think the price point is nice. I do like the fact that they made 3 mini palettes because honestly that is a really cute idea if you have like 3 daughters. Like, how fun is that to get them that? They also did a Blush Authority Amazonian Clay cheek set, which I thought was really cute. I personally wouldn't purchase from Tarte anytime soon because I feel like I used to be into them. I'm just not anymore, so easy pass for me. But if you like that stuff, I would not judge because I've been there. That's all I gotta say. And I have the photos to prove it because I just posted a throwback of a Tarte blush palette I bought like 5 years ago. crazy. So the next thing I'm anti-hauling is some of Fenty's holiday collection. They launched the Glossy Posse collection for $36. If you're not new to my channel, it's no secret to you that I do not like the Gloss Bomb formula. So easy pass for me. And the Stunna Duo is also an easy pass because I don't like her Stunna lipstick formula either. I did recently pick up 2 of her Snap eyeshadow palettes though, because she was having like an epic sale. So I think I got both palettes for like 30 bucks, which I thought was a good deal. Hopefully those will be here soon because I would love to play with them and give you guys some updated thoughts on Fenty's eyeshadow formula. The next thing I am anti-hauling is the Nars Jumbo Orgasm Blush. And this is $40. I don't know how many orgasms you need or that you aren't having that you need to buy a giant jumbo orgasm, especially with all the blush options that are available at Sephora these days. But this is like one of their holiday launches, so I figured I'd put it on here. I personally don't hate the Nars Orgasm Blush, but like I said, there's so many new blush shades out there that it's hard to imagine that people still keep going back to Orgasm. Okay, so we made it to the section where I'm talking about Sephora like exclusive holiday launches that they had towards the start of September. I think now these are like launched all over, but the Charlotte Tilbury Superstar Glow highlighter for $55. So first of all, this packaging, beautiful. I was so curious about the packaging because it's the same packaging as the bronzer, but like a silver packaging. So I thought it was so stunning, so gorgeous. Definitely kind of wanted to grab it. But the highlighter kind of has like a pinky sheen to it. And as much as I love a very expensive highlighter, I definitely have my tones that I prefer. Today I have on the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude Glow highlighter. This is so beautiful and it's new. So I'm glad I went for the Natasha Denona one instead because I think the Charlotte Tilbury one leans more pinky tone. So easy pass for me. So the next thing I passed on is also another holiday launch. It is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Face Palette for $80. Now when these come out, it's like iconic. People lose their minds. Every YouTuber gets one and starts filming videos on it, and it's honestly beautiful. I do have a palette from a previous Hourglass holiday collection, so I just used that one instead. I pulled it out. I'm like, Karen, get some use out of this palette. So I pulled it out and I've been trying it, and it totally reminded me why I don't need to purchase 2020's version. So easy pass on that for me. Okay, so the next thing I'm anti-hauling is the Sonia G Smooth Buffer Brush for $70. Oh my gosh, just the one brush for $70. Oh my gosh. So I love Sonia G. I have both of her eye brush sets and honestly they're amazing, but I just cannot figure out what I would do with this brush first of all, because I can't tell if it's like a foundation brush or if it's just like a powder brush. Not quite sure. I'm not well versed in like Sonia G brushes. I just know eyeshadow brushes are for your eyes, face brushes are for your face. Not exactly sure what this brush would do exactly. Not sure. You guys can tell me in the comments. But $70 is a little more money than what I'm willing to spend on makeup brushes, so easy pass on that for me. The next thing I'm anti-hauling are the Urban Decay holiday sets. So they did some really fun sets with their Stone Vibes palette. They also have like a mini Stone Vibes palette with like an eyeliner and a eyeshadow primer and a bunch of other stuff that they're doing. I think this is all really cute and fun, but none of it really is catching my attention, and there's no real reason for me to buy the Stone Vibes palette again with like the eyeliners and stuff, so easy pass on all that for me. The next thing I'm anti-hauling is the Colourpop Coast to Coral eyeshadow palette and collection. Honestly, I know their monochromatic collections were a huge hit. It almost feels like they're running out of color stories to do, so they're like, oh, let's do an all coral palette, and I'm like, okay, it's nice, I guess, but I don't know, it just looked so boring and such an easy pass for me. Okay, so I have another Pat McGrath product to anti-haul, and it is their collaboration with Supreme. Now, I know Supreme is a very well-loved brand, but I didn't really grow up with Supreme, so I don't have any horse in the race, but to me it just looked like a very basic red lipstick. I know it was the packaging that probably really sold this to a lot of people, but it was an easy pass for me. I think it sold out in like a hot second. I know my friend Kat, who loves Pat McGrath, she did get this because I think I saw it in an Instagram post or something from her, so I'd be curious to hear what she has to say about it, if it was worth it or not. I know she just loves collecting Pat McGrath, so I love collecting Pat McGrath too, but I'm not gonna go like completely out of my way to get her stuff, so it was an easy pass for me. Next thing I'm anti-hauling is the Becca holiday collection. Now they had a palette, a lip duo, and then like a kit with like 3 of their best-selling like highlighters. The palette is atrocious looking, and I feel so bad because Becca holiday palettes was something I look forward to every year back in the day, and I still have one of the holiday palettes too that I'm like, every so often I'll like pull it out of the drawer and I'm like, I'm gonna hit pan on this bronzer. There's like this one bronzer shade that I've been trying to hit pan on since like 2016 and I still haven't hit pan on it. But I don't know, I just feel like Becca has totally fallen off the race since they got sold, and I don't know, they're just not, I feel like they're a brand that was a one-hit wonder, and it's kind of sad because I feel like Champagne Pop was so iconic, but they've really just fallen off with the competition. They haven't kept up at all, and I feel like this palette, the shades had potential, but then they made the packaging so awkward and bulky, and even if you wanted it for the shades, I feel like there's no way people are gonna pay full price for that palette. And you're like, what were they thinking in that boardroom when they decided to make this the holiday palette? Come on. The Pure X Barbie collection. Now, Pure already did the first round with Barbie, and I feel like Pure does some really good collaborations, except they're just not the best execution. Their packaging is so obnoxious, it almost stands out. Not in the best way, but like I kind of get what they're trying to do. Like they almost make things so ugly that you're like, should I have that? Or they make it look so bougie or something or the other. So I don't really hate this Barbie packaging because I think it is very on brand for like bougie Barbie makeup, but I don't necessarily love it. And I haven't really tried any Pure makeup. I do have their foundation, which is fine, and I just got my Raw Beauty Christy palette, which I haven't used yet, which I need to do. But yeah, I don't really have any concrete thoughts on Pure as a brand yet, so maybe it's something I'll try in the future. I know their products typically always go on sale, but I just really have no inclination to try the brand at this moment in time. So if you guys picked anything up from the Pure X Barbie collab, I would love to hear your thoughts down in my comment section. And guys, that is it. We have made it to the end of my September anti-haul. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what products you anti-hauled in the month of September. You guys know I love chatting to you in my comments. Also, I just want to remind you guys, I do have some limited edition Halloween merch. Me and my husband worked on the design. So if you guys want to pick up any of the items, I will link the store down in my description box. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next video soon. Bye guys!